Hi, my name is Susan Doyle from Box Media, and I will be the moderator today. I would like to welcome you to Unheard Ireland's webinar, the topic of which is Picking Up Your Money from the Ground, presented by Andreas Fellenberg van der Molen. If you have a question, please type it in the question box and we will consolidate and ask Andreas in the second half of the webinar. If there are any questions that we don't get answered during the webinar, we will follow up by email afterwards. The agenda will be as follows: opening introduction by Mike Brogan, presentation by Andreas, followed by questions and answers. I will now hand you over to Mike.
Thanks, Susan. Hello and welcome everyone to today's webinar. Today's webinar, as Susan said, is being presented by Andreas. Green Partner are a partner of Enerit, and we have delight in working with them. Andreas is the director and lead auditor of Green Partner. Green Partner advised the international tourism industry in the process of obtaining green and ISO certifications. He is also technical director of the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, and with more than 18 years experience in the hotel industry, he is known as a high-energy, creative problem solver with an eagerness for improving efficiency within organizations and understanding the critical value of inspiring people to a high level of performance. Andreas works directly with several certification bodies as a trainer, implementer, and auditor. And adding to this, he's accreditation as lead auditor of ISO 14001 and also ISO 50001. So I'm going to hand over to Andreas now to give his presentation, and then I will come back to you after his presentation to answer any questions.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, thank you all of you to be here today. Actually, we will go through a nice thing regarding to energy efficiency certification, and the main point is how you can pick up the money from the ground. Actually, on the basis of the whole process, that you will see that is quite simple. And I will say you actually that is not just magic; it's actually something really realistic. And you will be able to see this. We have not so much time. We can talk weeks if you want about this anyway, but you will be able to get the feeling that energy efficiency, save money, and so on can be applicable for any kind of industry, not just for the hotel industry, but for any kind of business. And I have my presentation quite neutral way, but giving some space to study cases, focusing on my comfort zone, that is the hotel industry. And I hope you will learn and will trigger to you to move into energy efficiency and sustainability. So we'll start to move. We will actually, the first question here, are you able to filter which of these certifications are real certifications? Or which certification will bring you a real return of investment? Actually, this is the scenario that the hotel industry and many industry are facing regarding a certification. What is the appropriate certification for my business? I'm getting what I need. I'm in compliance with the law, yes or no? They're greenwashing, or they're just selling me something that brings nothing to me, sorry, or I'm applying something that will bring an interesting return of investment to my company. So the scenario is really, really amazing if you see how difficult it is to understand how sustainability and energy efficiency is moving into in this case, the hotel industry, of any kind of industry related to services. One crucial point is to avoid the greenwashing. Greenwashing is the way how, actually you can read it yourself anyway, but it's the way how they present you something that is green with efforts and so on, but actually it's not. So it's a paint about your product, bring it as a sustainable product, but that in the background is not. So you need to be careful with someone or a body, an entity, or a company wants to provide you with services or certification processes that actually you are facing greenwashing, saying that you will be green, you will be recognized, and you will be positioned in the market as a green product, and that will bring you more marketing, will bring you more clients, and then you will be in compliance with the law and so on. Keep an eye on that because it's happening now. So you need to investigate a lot about what is going on with certification, and if you want to go through a certification process, especially if you want to become a green product. Keep an eye on that because now it's dramatic what's going on, and it's keeping and growing and growing. When I started this one, actually going inside to the sustainability and certification was around like 200 different certifications. Now at the moment there are around 600. From those one we can filter all the ISO standards, of course, related to sustainability, especially more focus on energy efficiency and environmental part. But from that one we can filter just 40 that are engaged to the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, and from those ones few, I will say there are just 5 accredited by the GSTC. So if you go through the filters, the scenario is totally different. One thing that is crucial to understand what we will face now is to understand sustainability. And why I'm focused on sustainability, because energy efficiency is part of the environmental factors in sustainability. With someone, if you achieve an ISO 40001 or 50001, you cannot call yourself that you are eco or you are sustainable. Actually, you are facing criteria regarding just environmental factors. Sustainability is a perfect combination of 3 main factors. That is the 3 aspects: social aspect, environmental aspect, and economical aspect. If you cross those 3, then you will achieve sustainability. So keep an eye when you achieve an ISO or any kind of certification to understand basically what are you certifying, and don't follow in the greenwashing or to bring your message wrongly into the market. Keep an eye on that. Many ISOs actually focus on one of the other aspects regarding to sustainability. So when you talk about this, keep an eye again in the regarding the message. If we talk about mandatory regulations, and I'm saying this one because I know the hotel industry really well, and it's really sad to say and to admit that actually they don't care too much about sustainability. Actually, there are so little quantity of properties and people that really implement sustainability or some efforts just because they know what we will face in the future regarding the gap of resources that we will bring if we don't find a way how to cover all the needs of everyone for 2050, when we will turn into 9 billion people. There are not too many people really thinking about that, so they are thinking in the short-term solution, how I can get my money, actually, how I can produce more money, how I can make my business more profitable and more efficient in the way of generating more money. But thinking about sustainability, we need to wait a few years, actually, let's say 1.5 generations to really move into real sustainability. But if we wait to 2.5 generations, it will be too late. So we need to take actions now. So what's happening? Then you have mandatory regulations, especially I will focus more in the European Union and European Commission, considering the people participating now in this webinar, where many directives are created by the European Commission that made that all the countries in the European Union need to comply with. And in that one, if you take about the social aspect, you have one of the directives that you can see on top, the directive 2014/95 EU. Or if you have the environmental part, the directive 2012/27, or economic, the 14/95 EU, that is connected as well with the social aspects. If we focus in the part of environmental aspects, we can use in that segment, for example, the ISO 40001, and we can use the ISO 50001 energy efficiency. We have the social aspect. We can use the ISO 26000 regarding all financial reporting as well. So always is an ISO that will cover one of the aspects regarding sustainability. But it's a big difference between social aspect, economical aspect, and environmental aspect when we turn this one into business. Why? Because social aspects and economic aspects, to turn those two into a financial result is really, really difficult. If you invest in charity, if you invest in social aspects, if you invest in something good for the community and so on, to identify and to know how much is your return of investment, potentially just in marketing or more clients is the only thing that you could face. So it's not one by one. Actually, I invest €1, I get €2 back. It's actually really difficult. If you can find out the formula to do that, please share with me, because it's something that I'm looking for years already, how we can turn social initiative into a business model. Facing that one, actually going inside the marketing and so on. But if we move into the environment part, and if we go into energy efficiency, we're hitting something that is really quantitative in the way of result. Saving energy. That means if you do an action, then you get automatically a saving, and you can translate that one into money. And the companies, they are interested in money, definitely. So energy efficiency is part of sustainability. The European Commission is pushing to do that, to achieve the goals 2020 at the end 2050, and to go through the Paris Agreement and so on. And the good thing about this one is you can save money, you can save cost, and you can translate all your initiative into an interesting result. So the idea now, I will present you how you can pick up the money from the ground, considering specifically energy efficiency, because it's easy to translate that one into euros in this case. We have some kind of solutions for in this case, for the hotel market in Europe, of another sectors as well, in general. Actually, we can take any of the sectors considering services, where you have the European Commission directives in combination with a ISO 50001, in combination with an environmental and management system like EarthCheck or an ISO 40001, and this one certified by a certification body that is accredited for any of the accreditation bodies for the European countries members, you will be in a holistic compliance in different aspects. In that case, with one action and implementation, you can achieve a legal compliancy, you achieve the market trend regarding presenting you as a green, committed and responsible business, you save cost, and you increase the company value. So it's quite a simple formula, but many companies are quite afraid to do this. They don't want to do a step forward because it's complicated, it's too expensive, or they don't know what to do. So now we will go through all the benefits that energy efficiency will bring to you. So we have a benefit of energy efficiency. As you see, you can read it yourself. Actually, it's totally holistic. Job creation, asset values, customers, energy affordability, energy savings, energy security, climate change, energy prices, resources management, macro impact, health, and social benefit. It's really holistic. Energy efficiency is a good thing to do, but we have some issues. The benefit to the industry, the energy saving leads to lower cost and thus increases the competitiveness, reduce environmental impacts, and at the end, there's a powerful marketing tool for green industry that anyway, all of you need to face it in one and another case, or you are facing that one now, or you will face it really soon. You need your green passport to operate. So you need to move into sustainability. You need to move into environmental factors, social, economic impacts. You need to move quick, or you will lose the momentum that is leaving now the full industry. But we have issues, we have barriers that is delaying or softening actually the process of energy efficiency implementation. One of the major points is the lack of awareness and the perceived risk regarding energy efficiency, the conflict of investment priorities, or lack of benchmarking. If I'm doing that one right or not, who is doing good? I need to follow someone. Who will be that someone? Is doing right? Is doing wrong? What happened? Absence of technology. Yeah, many of you maybe are trying to consolidate and trying to work maybe with spreadsheets and so on, and trying to compilate all information where you are doing to summarize your energy efficiency initiatives and so on, or how social you are being actually, because they cannot see anything that can help, any tool that is effective and oriented to your own market. And of course, you get the regulating pressure. Yeah, you have the authorities pushing. If you don't comply with the energy efficiency directive, for example, you get a fine, and you will get one. If you have more than 250 staff members in your company, or a turnover of around the 50 million euros, you must comply with the EED, or you will be a major fine. And companies, they don't want to do, they don't want to face that. So we're facing barriers. And the idea is to show you now that those barriers are quite simple. And we have any myth about energy efficiency too. Many people think that energy efficiency is all about ineffectiveness, reduce productivity and reduce comfort. Totally wrong, actually. Too costly, especially during an economic downturn. Savings that do not compensate the cost and the risks are quite significant. Actually, myth. All of this is just myth. You need to keep doing exactly what you are doing, but just using less energy. And actually now we show you that it's not a secret who are the major suspects in your company. You know already who, or the equipments or areas that are using or eating a lot of energy. You know already. Your HVAC system, the compressor air system, heating, cooling process, electrical system, lighting, motor, boilers, refrigeration, drying, waste treatment. Many, you know already. And I can assume that all of you know perfectly what's perfectly, yeah, that you can identify that one, but you are not taking maybe actions to see how efficient they're running at the moment. So all these suspects are passive energy efficiency. And what I mean with the passive energy efficiency is those materials or devices that use less energy to perform the same function. So a good example of that one is the lighting. If you switch from an halogen lamp to LED, it's simple. You don't have any human involvement in that process. You replace and you get effective energy efficiency in the process. So this is the simple one, but this one is the one that many people are afraid of because they need to invest money. But I will say that the major challenge regarding energy efficiency is the active energy efficiency. That is the intelligent use of energy to achieve the same result with less energy. And now we're talking about human behavior, is the human aspect in this process. I will say, as a first advice, do not invest any money at all, 0 cent, before you have defined and all the active energy efficiency actions are already in place. You can change your boilers, you can put double glass insulation, you can have all the places with LED lamps and so on, but Yeah, if you have the LED lamp but you don't turn it off, doesn't make any sense. If you have the best boilers and a more effective equipment and motors and so on, and those are running and necessary during the whole day, doesn't make any sense. So first of all, you need to tackle all the active energy efficiency. That means employee awareness. You need to start with that part. When everybody is already working with a clear baseline, then you move into the investment. Energy efficiency doesn't mean that you need to buy solar panels, or you need to change the facade of your building, or you need to do isolation and so on. Absolutely not. First, you need to know your baseline. You need to know how much is your weight before you start to lose weight, isn't it? So it's exactly the same. Make the baseline. Employee awareness. From that part, you can start the process. If you cover that one, that is with a non-investment, then you move into the investment part. And then you will see, if you implement passive energy efficiency, that will be actually efficient because the staff will know what to do. Simple, isn't it? And it's quite logic. But why we don't do that? Why we love to do all over and over again the same mistake again? So energy efficiency is not one-time project, definitely not. It's a continuous cycle. And we need to keep going, improvement. And if we take the ISO system with a spiral of improvement, you will face many benefits. And definitely this is a good thing. It's a really good thing. And why? Why is a good thing? It's quite simple. Because saving energy saves you money. And you can say, perfect, I have heard this statement many, many times. Can you prove me that this one is like this? So now I will prove you that saving energy without investment saves you money. So we will move to a case study. I will not say any names or companies and so on. I will keep it in the as confident information anyway, but we will go through the process anyway completely. A management company in Europe. So I will share you a report regarding the result of energy audits that we did for a pilot project with ISO 50001 energy efficiency compliance activities, with the goal from the owners saying, I want you to save money without investing money. And I say, okay, we will do it. Can you estimate how much will be and how much effectively can be? And we did it. Actually, that is a project from last year. So we did identify actually the performance energy audit in the different processes completely. So we went inside and we understand the energy flow. Where is going the energy and where are the machines and all the equipment that they are using the electricity or energy in general. We did an evaluation so to understand the energy savings potential, all the costs involved. So we did actually planning, and we present the investment and priorities. So actually the investment was almost minimum, so we just went into the priorities. So we realized that many of the adjustment that we did in the operations, we didn't invest any money. The cost was almost minimum and was implemented automatically. So it was a question just to create a procedure. And the result, you will see it now. And now we're going in the phase of monitoring. So actually, we will engage the same. The way of active energy efficiency, going to the limit, how much we can save without any investment, changing the behavior of the people. So we use a management and control system too. So we ended up with a quantity of properties, about 13 properties. We calculate a saving of 600,000 euros per year. split it in the actually with in between the all the 13 properties. We're putting that one water savings too. We're including water. Why? Because water is produce a major impact in the hotel industry. Many people need to shower. Many people, we need to heat up the water. We need the engines. We need to pump and so on. So water play a really crucial role in that one. So we ended up with an estimation of 600,000 euros with a capital cost of 284. This money was partially invested and partially they didn't invest at all. So actually we ended up with an effective savings of 300,000 euros for between those 13 hotels in 1 year with non-investment, just changing the way how the staff was doing active energy efficiency. So the total energy yearly use was approximately 29 gigawatt hours. And we found out that was not the sauna, was not the LED lights, and so on, was the natural gas used for space and water heating that was using actually 40% of the energy. So the electricity and gas was not separate submeters, so they didn't know actually where they was expending all that energy. So even we didn't install even telemetrics. We didn't even install extra meters. We did all manually. We didn't invest in any kind of efforts in the way of investing money to know where the energy was going through. So of course we have a certain kind of uncertainty in few points, but we're quite consistent in our result without any investment. So how we did this? Now, so that is the main question. Actually, really simple. We just pick up the money from the ground again. So how we start this? Knowledge. Explain to managers, explain to staff what is the situation, what we want to do, what are the goals, what they can do at home too, not just in the working floor actually what they can do at home to save money. So we went focused 100% on money, performance and money-wise. So simple things. For example, kitchens with equipment totally on the full day, but no one was cooking. So maybe you can have the more effective stove or equipment, but this one remains on, doesn't make any sense. So 512 degrees Celsius running 24 hours if you are not cooking, doesn't make any sense actually. Salamanders, you know, to do the gratin or that kind of dishes and so on, running 338, 400 degrees, just in case if someone maybe will ask for a dish with the answer from the chefs saying, yeah, we need to warm it up. But this one are electrical ones, so you just switch them on and in a few seconds they already are in 300 and 400 degrees. But we change the way of working, saving that money that I just present you. Ovens running 200 degrees the full day. For a reason? No reason. Just switch them on for breakfast, turning off for dinner after they was cleaning the kitchen. So that is the thing that I'm talking about. Pick up the money from the ground. Just see the actions. Don't do the investment. See how your stuff is moving and how you can optimize the resources in your operations. Want to be more graphic? We can turn this one into thermographic system. You know, so high that we cannot even measure that one in the temperature of the salamanders of equipment. If you see these ones, just fully running, totally hot, a quantity of energy that is necessary to heat up this working place is incredible. But no one was cooking. The plate, just 227 degrees Celsius running the full days, just in case if someone asked for a egg or a steak. So that is the situation, just regarding heating. We talk about lighting. 1220 lux, enough natural light, but we ended up with all the lights on, or the restaurant closed already. But anyway, the lights remain on. Maybe you can have the best technology regarding LED lamps or lighting. Yeah, but if you don't switch them off, it doesn't make any sense. So one cent plus with another cent and so on make a lot of money. And if you consider that one, we did more or less with a minimum of 20,000 euros savings without any investment per property. What about if you have 100 properties? We're talking about 2 million euros. You're picked them up from the ground without any investment. It's serious money. And that is the thing that we're pushing into the industry. You need to apply energy efficiency in a smart way. Your head must be efficient in the way of thinking to implement energy efficiency. Lights on, but you're next to a window. Doesn't make any sense again. Water flow, basins, with 11 liters per minute water. So that means all the pumps, we're talking about a 14 floor, actually, in a building, pumping all this water, 11 liters per minute, that you can bring it to 5 or 4, and that will be enough. And the guest will not even notice the difference between 11 and 4 because you're applying just a water reducer that gives you more air inside the water flow. That kind of things. Or you take a shower with more than 20 liters per minute, what should be around 8 liters per minute. So make your calculations and you will see that with small tunings of actions, you will save the cost. And once again, I'm repetitive, and you pick up the money from the ground. You don't need to do too much. 12 liters per minute, the showers with more than 20 liters per minute. If you're considering the cost of cubic meter per the cubic meter water in your own country, and all the energy that you need to use to pump this water. So you can translate energy efficiency into money. That is the whole concept. If we move about heating, rooms, unoccupied rooms running with 62 degrees Celsius for a week, low occupancy of the thermostat running in full, but no one was in the rooms. You don't need to do any investment. You just need to turn this one down. What happened? The rooms are running with 23, 24 degrees. Someone is checking in. What you will do as a guest yourself, of course, you will open the window because it's too hot. So all that money that you invest to keep that temperature high to 24 for a few days that no one used the room, the window will be open and all this money is gone. So it's money that is better to invest in another thing that throw this money through the window. So again, pick up the money from the ground, turn the things down. You don't need to invest anything in that one, just to create a procedure. Just check little things. This one is connected to this radiator where if you put it in 1 or 5, didn't change because it was broken. And in this case, for this property, we're talking about 80% of the property was in the same conditions. Running the radiators with 45 degrees the full day, where it was absolutely not necessary. Cooling systems, just change the rubber isolation from the doors, and you will see the quantity of cooling that you are losing just because you are not closing properly the doors. Just to change rubber around the doors that will isolate the system. Why in this side is closing well and in that side is really poor closing? Because the chef didn't close well the doors. Those are the little actions that create the concept to pick up the money from the ground. You don't need to invest, so just need to apply the right actions. Just look at it, and you will see that you can make it in your company. Now we have technical parts. You have many places as boilers or heaters or chillers or pumps and so on. They are managed by an external company. You are paying for those external companies to maintain the whole facilities. But if that company, they are not isolating in the right way the equipment, you are losing temperature. It's exactly the same. If you are paying for a service, get your money back. So if you are paying 100 euros for a service, get your 100 euros back in the service, not 60%, not 70%, 100% back. So requests that must be all isolated. And if you see this property, for example, all the isolation was around this place because they was working on it and they never put it back again. So when you see these pipes running for 70 degrees the full day, losing temperature. Again, you need to pick the money from the ground in another way. So people, you contract people, you need to get that money back again. And actually with profit, if you invest 100 euros, get 200 back in benefits, in optimizing the resources, energy efficiency, again. So this is a scenario for a company. You have a company and you have a cost, and you know your cost. You know exactly how much cost to produce a product. How do your consumer perceive you? How much they are willing to pay for your product? Will they pay more if you increase the add value of the product? How much does your product cost you? Do you know how much you can reduce your cost? So this is your cost and this is your value. This one. The idea is, with energy efficiency via the ISO, for example, 50001, we'll help companies to reinforce the positioning and optimize cost. So that means you can reduce your cost. That means that you can increase your value. So energy efficiency via ISO 50001 will help to increase the company value. This one is not simple if you put it in that way. You need a tool to consolidate your data, a tool that enables you to make accurate managerial decisions. So put it in this way, Excel is not an option at all. So that's why we use Enerit to do all these projects. Why? Because with that one, with Enerit, we can consolidate exactly what we want, and we can quantify our efforts and resources into a result. If you cannot quantify, if you cannot create your baseline, your effort doesn't have any impact. So create an impact and create a baseline, but you need a solid baseline with technology. You need to invest money, in this case, to use the right tools to achieve what you want. Because you need to present maybe to the management, you need to present to the owners, you need to present to someone your result of your initiatives. If you are presenting an Excel, will take you centuries actually to achieve what you want. So take professional tools to do this. So what I said, Enerit was and is the solution to our work. And we have Enerit as software for the ISO 50001. And myself, consider me a lead auditor on the ISO 50001, is the best scenario that you can provide to an auditor. Definitely. You go through the system and then it's just a question to tick each criteria and to see what is going on in the company with all the documents uploaded, with all your files, with all the graphics, exactly what is moving in and is in compliance with the requirements to comply with any legal issues. So it's the way how it should be done. When you see, in that case, for example, this is the result of the design key result of the hotel that I just present you. We're talking about 29 million kilowatt hours that I just showed you in the gigawatts. So now we know how much is electricity, how much is district heating, how much is natural gas, and where is going each. Where is going my money? Where is going the electricity? And normally, a company just get the bill and just pay the bill, but they don't know why. It's like to go to the supermarket and someone fill them in the trolley for you, the supermarket trolley. Actually, they fill them up for you without checking. You go and you just pay, but you don't know what you put in the basket. Actually, that's what is going on. If you implement energy efficiency, you will know exactly where you are spending your electricity, your energy. You can quantify this one into money. So we're talking about 3.5 million euros being paid in energy. Why I pay this? And if you answer, I don't know, I will be really concerned. If I'm a financial controller or someone, and my director of owner of the company say, why did you pay 3.5 million euros in energy? And your answer will be, yeah, because that was the bill from the energy company and you don't know why, I will create my major concerns about that. But now we can answer those questions. We can say, yes, electricity went to the kitchen, auto equipment, lighting, space heating, hot water, swimming pool, water, went through all that. Natural gas, where went my gas? The gas was to the kitchen, it went to electrical generator, we went to thermal, and so on, and so on, and so on. From my side, is that I want to present you. It's quite cool. We can talk hours about this, but that is main part regarding energy efficiency. It's not a hocus pocus system. It's not something that is not real, or it's just a fairy tale. It's real happening, and you can really achieve major savings without any investment. You need to understand what is passive and active, and which one should be applied first. Well, I want to thank you for the presentation. So I will give the pass to I think Mike.
Yes, Andres. Andres, thank you very much for that presentation. I think for very interesting, and thanks for the mention for Anders as well. But you know, it has been a pleasure and really exciting to be working with you on this project as well. What I'm going to do is just take the questions. I'll probably read them out, Andres. Maybe you try and answer them, and then I can help as well in answering some of them as well. So anybody has any questions, please put them into the question box on the control panel in front of you. So I have some questions here ready, and some may have come in early, I think, in the presentation. But the first one here is energy efficiency means necessary to invest money. I think what that means, Andres, is it money required to be invested to achieve energy efficiency? I don't know if you have any more points to make on that. I think you've answered quite well, but if you have some more points.
Yeah, actually, the way of the money that you need to invest, actually, you can convert that one in the time that you need to invest to save energy. But you don't want to invest actually physically for equipment, you need to invest time. If you can translate your time that you will invest to this process, that can be really expensive if you don't know what you are doing, or if you think that you're applying the right things, but they're not the right thing, or you interpret the criteria regarding energy efficiency in the wrong way. So you need to get professional help, potentially, or be smart in the way that you are going through the right period to optimize the investment. What I say, first training, first awareness, make your baseline. That will cost you time, and that time you can translate it into money. That is the major first investment.
Okay. All right. A question here relates to, I think, the use of the unheard system. What is typical payback or costs of implementing the unheard system, and does this include certification or not? So I think if you want to try that, Andres, I suppose from the hotel point of view.
Yeah, if you invest time, you have many different options. If you get all the data in, that takes time. For us as a consultant, in that case, it depends on the quality and how healthy is a company providing the data to see how fast they can move. If they provide the data and you're healthy in the way of register the information and you put it in the system in the right way, we can have conclusions really quick. If you have a mess in the operations and you are not healthy in the way of how you're managing the industry, your company, that will take you more time, and that, of course, that will bring to you bill considering time. I don't know if this one answered the question, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. I mentioned just about typical payback. You know, from your experience, I mean, and I don't want to be leading you from an unheard point of view, but like for a typical payback of the cost of implementing the unheard system, and then the certification costs. I mean, I think
okay,
know,
no,
in relation to the overall potential savings, from my point of view, like the costs are very minimal. And payback is very, very, very short, in terms of Enerit and even the certification costs. What I mean, you can add to that.
No, exactly. Actually, if you do all by yourself and you're just in the way of engaging the system and to apply for a certification process, actually just in this case for the hotel, just with water savings is all pay. And we're talking about a hotel with 200 rooms and so on. 200-300 rooms, you can get this one in less than half a year. Actually, just with the water savings, you have that one. If you consider all the things related to kitchen operations, yeah, you can have in a few months the payback. Absolutely, considering the software part, professional part, and considering the audit process by an accredited certification body.
Great. Okay. Another question here. According to your experience, what is the key point to achieve energy efficiency in an effective way?
What I say, the more effective way is when it's active energy efficiency is implemented in any kind of business. That means starting from the owners, general managers, and full staff. If you can achieve the commitment through the company and showing the benefit that will bring as a common effort, is the more efficient way to implement energy efficiency, active energy efficiency efforts inside the staff members.
Okay. Okay. I have a couple of training questions here, both related. Was there many challenges within the business when introducing the new system, and how strong is the training element?
Yes, actually, you are changing the way how people is working, and one of the more difficult things is to change your comfort zone. If you are in a comfort zone, you don't want to move because you are in your comfort zone. But you have two options. You have the carrot or you have the stick. If you do it with the carrot, actually the people will understand and they will move. But you can use the stick. And in this case particularly, was pushed by the management. So it was quite simple. Take it, implement it, and just do it because it was dictated by the head office. But at the end, now after 1 year doing this, they realized that was the best way. It's the same what happened with years ago with the with the bells for the security bells. How you call that one in English? With for the cars, no one wants to use it in the 70s or beginning 80s. No one said I will never use a belt, from security stuff. At the end, everybody's using, and you cannot drive without that. Or to smoke in the restaurants and public areas. No one was even, how can that be possible? And now we're facing that everybody's using the belts in the cars, and no one is smoking in the restaurant. So it's a question of time and to prove that the actions are the right ones.
Okay. Question here regarding you say there's 13 hotels in the project that you presented. How did you manage the information for those hotels?
Actually, we went through a gathering process to collect all the data. So we collect all the information that was available regarding meter readings, regarding invoices, regarding financial results, and we consolidate all that one and enter it completely. So that was the first contact with the company, putting all the data in the right order to identify the design key, where was going the electricity. So this one in combination with an inventory of the facilities and equipment per property, we can estimate where the electricity was going. So there's a co-working between, in this case, our staff using the tool of unheard in combination with the green team or the energy team established in the property themselves. It's a, let's say, two-way interface process between people. And that was quite effective because we were demonstrating results almost automatically.
Yep. Yeah, and I could add to that. Andrew's just saying, you know, I mean, I did, you know, get involved in a few of the data gathering exercises, you know, in the hotels, and it's good to get the hotels themselves involved in the data gathering, you know, from doing I suppose the basic energy audits as a starting point, getting them to do the inventory counting of the equipment and all of that, and using that as the starting point. So it was good to see them getting involved and to take ownership. And then, I suppose, from the owner point of view, yeah, obviously, you know, that is the strength of our system, is to manage data in multiple sites, you know. And I suppose, I'm not sure if you want to mention, you know, that we've done the 13 hotels, but we're now extending into many more as well, and it's just to replicate that across a wider portfolio.
No, exactly. So actually, we did the pilot. After the pilot, they presented our result. The results convince the management. So we start with the 1/3 of a major quantity of hotels. We're in the step number 2 in the second year of this project, and we're talking about above the 100 properties at the moment that we convince with results that is the right way to move, because they are saving money and they are facing legal compliance, and we are changing and motivating the staff internally about energy efficiency and sustainability.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Good. Another question here. Sorry. Does Enerit rank order these investment actions? I think that's related to the case study that you described. I suppose I can take that as well, Anders, and say, look, yeah, the Enerit system, you know, the major, I suppose the core of it is the improvement opportunities. It's the core of it, ISO 50001 as well, in terms of identifying opportunities and prioritizing them based on criteria, you know, such as potential savings, capital investment, but also even softer criteria such as how easy or difficult it is there health and safety implications, is there maintenance implications. So the Enerit software helps with all of that to help to help your client and then the hotel management company to prioritize and to pick the right actions to carry out in the correct order. Okay, there's one here, Andres, just what is the middle stage of the ISO 50001? It was to do with the case study. I think it's just maybe not sure if it's a typo or just lost in translation. Maybe we can follow up afterwards on that one. Did you use multiple languages and currencies? There's a question there. Well, Andres, you can answer this as well. I mean, in terms of from an Enerit point of view, the system can handle multiple languages and currencies. It's configurable from that point of view. For this hotels project, it was mainly German hotels, so it was it was a combination of English and German.
Well, actually, that is one of the groups, but we have several actually hotels around the world. So we have hotels in the Caribbean area as well, and then we're using definitely another language and another currency too. So totally, it's not an issue at all. Another language or currencies. Even the conversion factors. The system is so smart that you can, if you put any factor in that one, we will translate it to the right one to make the appropriate benchmark and calculations. You can back me up with that one, Mike.
Yep, exactly. No, that's exactly it. And I suppose I kind of said it's a combination of German and English at the moment. Whereas as we're moving through the hotels, we're moving the system fully over into into being used through German. Okay, I just looking at the list of questions here. I don't see any new ones coming in. There's I suppose a lot of some are repeating. So any ones that we've missed, we'll follow up with. I've just one more here. We are quite a long way into an energy efficiency project. What benefit would joining a certification scheme bring to us? If you want to take that, Andres.
Yeah, first we need to know your market. If you are facing tourism industry, that will bring you trend in the market regarding position your brand as a green product that will be found by tour operators that they are searching to provide a green supplier chain. That is one part regarding tourism to become green and certified. You can prove that you are doing this. You are not doing a greenwashing in the whole process. If you are for an industry part of you will be in compliance with the law regarding European directive or local or regional mandatory law that you need to comply with. If you don't need to comply by law, you can use that one as a marketing tool, saying that any way that it's not mandatory for you to comply with that kind of initiative, you are doing that one anyway because it's something good to do. So that is the scenario that you will face. So if the person is focusing in the hotel industry, you will be hitting the right part regarding market trend, and you can use that one as a strong marketing tool to position your product in the green supplier chain in the tourist industry.
Yeah, and could I just add? I mean, a couple of points to that. Again, I'm not sure what industry that this person is talking about, but it's just to be, to thinking about, is it your energy efficiency or your energy management program up to now? Is it a project-based program, or is it a systematic approach like ISO 50001? So a project-based approach, you're going to make savings. You have nice projects. You're concentrating on one or two or three nice projects, and you will make some savings. But the evidence is there that ISO 50001, just even going through the process of doing ISO 50001, will bring added benefits. And a lot of those benefits are not around projects really, but around improvements in operations. And then the certification on top of it just adds that extra level of really doing what you say you do. So a lot of companies do actually just use 50001 to build a good, strong, rigorous approach to energy management. May not go for certification, but if you do go for certification, it just adds that extra bit of push to really prove that you're doing what you say you do. Okay, I think we're just nearly out of time, Andres. Look, thank you, Andres, for doing this presentation today and taking the time to share your insights and your experience, particularly in the hotel industry and in sustainability around tourism and hotels. It's been a pleasure working with you so far, and look forward to a lot more work with you in the future as well. And I'd like to thank our audience today as well for joining us. And I hope you got some benefit and some ideas to bring back to your organizations. Okay, so thanks, Andres, and thanks everyone, and have a good day.
Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.